Steam machine price rumors circulating. Oh my god, I cannot open one social media app without somebody proclaiming how much this goddamn hardware is going to cost. It is tiring. Listen, it's so many rumors and prices flying around. I don't know what to even think of that could be true. And I'm gonna be very, very surprised either two things. When this hardware is released, it's a lot more than what these people are saying, or if it's a lot less. I am very curious. There is no known date, or Valve has not made an announcement of when the official price tags for the hardware is going to be. But like I said, there's so much speculations. People are taking their statement of rivaling mid PC build numbers. They're speculating like, oh, well, mid PCs consider this, so that means it's got to be around this price. Like, I give Valve one thing. They have been very smart on the marketing of this hardware, because when I say it's on everybody's lips that is in the gaming industry, is a underdog. It's just everywhere. Jeez. But yeah, so like I said, there's rumors that price the hardware anywhere from $425 all the way up to $1,000. And that's them saying and what they consider to be a mid-level PC. Now, I don't have a PC. I don't know the price of a PC. I know the price of a console. So if they come in at 425, oh shit, I'm buying it. Now, if it's closer to that $1,000, ooh. And that's just if, like I said, they haven't announced any bundles or set bundles for all the hardware in one. So especially if that's a price just for the box and no controller, or even if it's the box in the VR, like that's still a stretch for me. $1,000, yeah, I might have to wait on a sale. But let me know, what do you think about the rumors that's going around about the prices of the Steam new hardware that they announced not too long ago?
I'm gonna come at it from two angles. I feel that some of this talk is just people talking from of interest, clickbait, keep the numbers going, the uptick in a sense. And then I believe some of this is, as they like to say, controlled. That this could possibly be Valve behind the scenes, just drumming us up, keeping the
Hey,
the
get
rumor mill going, the
get
hype.
the people going.
Right, get the people talking, because the more they keep talking about it, the more it'll be on everyone's lips, and then when it comes out, you don't have to worry about somebody saying Steam Machine. What is that? It
Yeah.
already will have been well and known. Now, a lot of discourse. I have read many articles. I have watched many videos. The sweet spot is 6 to 7. That is the sweet spot. It's a little bit higher, the average console price, but that would be the sweet spot a consumer would be comfortable with paying. Anything higher, you are pushing for niche, and even
Wait,
then,
wait,
go ahead.
give a little context. Like when you say that price, is that of the cube and nothing else? Is that cube in VR, or is that cube with controller?
So when I say, so I'm talking about just the cube, just the cube
Oh.
itself. As far as anything else, if they were to do a bundle, that would definitely be over $1,000. You include all that stuff. There has been reports, and I don't know if this came out of Valve or this came out of any other publication, but the Steam machine itself, the cube, we'll just go with that for a reference. It'll be sold by itself or sold bundled with the controller, and that's it as far as bundling goes.
Okay.
But the price point of 6 to 7 is the sweet spot. Your average indoor gaming consumer will probably be comfortable with letting off, and you selling millions, just as the Steam Deck has sold. Now, no one knows true Steam Deck numbers, because once again, Valve was a private corporation. They ain't got to report to nobody, and they have not reported the sale. A lot of people feel they estimate between 3 and 5 million, and it's like, okay, well, that's success to them,
Yeah.
because they're not a publicly traded company. Steam measures success very differently versus everyone else. But if it goes to the $1,000 or more, you push it into a niche category, and by that I mean your Xbox ROG Ally X, that mouthful, your MSI Claws, and these other PC handhelds that are well over $1,000. I know there's one, it's like $1,350.
The
You will have
fuck?
an audience that will buy it, but will you have enough to substantiate the cost and production of it? And going into consoles, those companies don't have a reason to subsidize the cost of the hardware, as is the traditional model is for consoles. Xbox and PlayStation prices their consoles at a loss because you buy the games on their storefront, they make that money back. They make the money back off of software, they make the money back off of accessories. Steam is in a position to do that. The Steam Deck, $400 and $600. And it's once they get you in, that's all you gotta do, just get you in the ecosystem. You will spend money. Every week, something is on sale on Steam. There are games that's $70, $60 that will be sold at $5 on sale on Steam. Because whether it's old enough or whatever the case may be, because they're just like, hey, we're Steam. We're selling it for this. I believe on Steam, the Legendary Edition of Mass Effect is $40. When it goes on sale, it's $4 to $5. That's
God damn.
three games and dozens of DLCs on sale for $4 to $5. You have certain computer analysts, they're saying like, oh, they're going with the mid-range PC. Well, this is what a mid-range PC is. But people, to me, this is just my opinion, my speculation. They are leaving out Valve can subsidize the makeup on the back end. Steam Store is the #1 PC gaming storefront. We talked on this before about how people feel Steam is a monopoly. Well, when you do good, people come. They want to, commerce will come if you're doing things business right. Now, me personally, I feel it'll probably come in between 5, maybe 7. Anything higher, you're not gonna sell millions. And that was another thing someone brought up is when products like this are made, the company that makes them, you need to give them a big enough number to manufacture this for it to be worth their time and
Mhm.
money. Otherwise, you risk too much of the negative back end. But once again, even the Steam Deck can't walk into a Walmart and go buy a Steam Deck. This is all bought off of their website. This is, I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna have to say it. This is almost like a closed ecosystem. This is them building their own walled little garden to get more people into promised land. So me personally, everyone keeps talking about, ooh, the rumors. You know, we heard about the Xbox Magnus, a $1,200 console. Okay. And you know, the next PlayStation could be upwards of $800. Oh yeah, okay. Now we're at the Steam machine. Could be 8 to 1,000. This will truly be wait and see moment. Now I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It could be somebody at Valve and be like, man, fuck the subsidizing. We in this to make money. Me personally, I feel that's not true. Steam makes billions just by sitting there. Hey, we want to put our game in your store. Does it abide by these rules? All right, we'll go ahead and put it on there. Just let you know, we do get our cut. Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll make sure you know. And they just sit there and rake in millions. The owner of Steam, I'm sorry, not Steam, the head person of Valve, Gabe Newell, he just hit the news because he just bought his newest, latest $500 million super yacht that has its own hospital, a science lab, and everything on it. That's absurd. And this nigga has bought multiple yachts like this. This is just the latest. That's my speculation. I believe they can subsidize if they want this to sell as the Steam Deck did. Because many people have said that the Steam Deck success is because it's undercutting being as low as it is. Because they don't need it to sell 50 odd million. All we need to do is we just need you to buy one. And once you're in, we make money off. I believe it'll be like I said, between 5, 7 at the highest. The 512 gigabyte SSD will probably be around 5-ish, and then that 2 terabyte will be in the highs. And the reason why it's coming out so fast, as I've stated before, Nintendo has shown, and you don't need to launch a console in the holiday month for it to be successful. Switch 1 and 2 have sold millions. Switch 1 came out in March, Switch 2 came out in June. Normally a period specifically for no gaming. The summer months used to always be for the Hollywood blockbusters and movies. You didn't get gaming during the summer. That used to be strictly just for the movies and maybe a few indies. But Nintendo said, hey, we gonna shake it up, baby. We do our own thing. So I believe they will be somewhat close to a traditional console-esque. If not, and it's $1,000 or more. Well, then what is the point of you buying that? You just go get your own PC and do that. What is the point of having this custom, simplistic plug-and-play PC that imitates console-like design and features if you're going to charge the same price as me going to Best Buy or Power PC and building my own? You know what I'm saying? As we've talked about before, the lowest common denominator, the small consumer that don't know nothing about this, you need to entice him. If you cost the same as Joe Schmo, any other competitor, well, then why buy from you? They say PC is the home of gaming and all these deals and this and that. Okay, well, Are you gonna be the same price as PlayStation and whatever else? Or are you gonna entice me by, hey, PS5 Pro is 750. You buy a Steam machine for six and some change. And man, you can play majority of the Steam library at a fraction of the cost of buying some PlayStation games. What? Not to mention, PlayStation games are on PC. Ghost of Yote, I'm sorry, not Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, $30 on Steam right now during the Black Friday sale. That's the game, Legends mode, and the expansion. That's a sweet deal. That Spider-Man game, remastered and all this former glory, higher frame rates and everything. That's on sale for $20 on Steam. That's how I look and see how they're gonna go with it. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, like we said, nothing has been confirmed. Everybody is just throwing out random numbers, expectations off a certain comment that one of the Valve engineers stated. So all of this is speculative. There's nothing set in stone. I want to make that confirm. And me and my cousin, we have very different outlooks about this product and its mission and what's it about going in the future and what Valve and Steam are setting up. We do have very different outlooks on this product. But we do agree that this is going to be a good shakeup for the industry, something different, and they have an opportunity in this potential for this product if it's done right. Now, I just want to play a devil's advocate, probably not in the brightest of lights, but Valve has tried to release hardware before the Steam Deck before, and they have failed. That ridiculous looking controller they try to put out and
Oh,
all that shit and
oh,
failed.
the thing's so ugly.
So this is not Valve's first time. Valve is stating that they learned from the mistakes of the past, and therefore
Mm-hmm.
they're bringing this hardware knowing, and they made the necessary adjustments and all this and there. Do I believe they're gonna undercut to $400? Nah, not really. I do feel like 5, 6, even 7 is probably the range it's gonna end up. Anything above 7 or the current console prices, you start getting into a niche area, like my cousin said. And like I said, once you pass $700, at least for me, just for a box and possibly a controller, listen, I'll just stick with my PlayStation. And that's the uphill battle that this hardware is going to have to face if they're actually trying to make the pitch that you can ditch your gaming console that you have now and just get this and play every game everywhere anytime, whatever the fuck the message is. But the pricing is going to be very critical. I mean, I feel like if they don't price this thing right, this could be another failure of hardware from Valve. Even with Steam Deck having the success that it has, if they don't price this correctly, it could just be another fuck up and another failed attempt of a fourth party trying to come to the console war. Even though this is not console, it's PC, pricing is very important. I guess that's all I'm trying to say. If they don't do right by the price, it can really fuck up the launch of this new hardware. Like I said, the box and the controller is all you gonna get out of me. The VR headset and all that, I'm not into that space. I feel like it's not where it needs to be. So whatever they charge for the VR headset, I don't give a damn. I am more concentrated on the box and the controller. What that is priced at is going to really determine if I'm going to add another console, because it's a console that plugs up to your house through your TV. If I'm going to add another thing that sits on my TV stand, and I'm just speaking from my perspective. Maybe you don't care what the price is, and hey, I've stated I am frugal with my money that I pour into the gaming industry because I'm not going to reward these companies with my money if they didn't fight for it or earn it. Valve has an uphill battle at the end of the day, and their pricing is going to be very critical. And I'm very much interested on how many products they're going to come to market with. Because, like my cousin said, you got these manufacturers, they need to hit a certain number just to even make it worth their while. So I'm wondering the availability that this product's going to have, and if that's going to really go into the pricing of it. Because maybe they will price it on the higher side. Why? They don't have enough product to support if this at 425. I mean, the possibilities are endless. regardless at the end of the day, and we can go on and on and on, but let us know in the comments what you feel, what you think the price is, who is really their target audience, because the price is really gonna hone in who this is for. Is this for the casual, or is this more for the hardcore PC gamers? A lot is gonna be speculated until we get a price. We probably won't get a price until next year when it's closer to release. Like I said, it's supposed to
Mhm.
come in beginning of
Early
next
20.
year. Yeah, so we ain't got that much longer, but that doesn't stop the people from talking about it nonstop on your news feed. But yeah, definitely hit the comments below what you think about the price. What do you think this is for? And if you're going to buy this product, and if you buy the box, are you buying everything? Are you buying the VR headset plus the box and plus the controller? I mean, you can bring your PlayStation controller or any controller you have. So you really don't need to
Mhm.
buy the controller. The box in the VR headset, I'm gonna be upfront. I'm not gonna get the VR headset unless they force it into type of bundle. But even then, I'll probably not buy it then because I'm like, don't force me to buy the VR headset because the VR headset is just not for me.
I mean, I kinda forgot about the VR headset thing, but
Even when
I
looking
mean,
at
but
it.
you know how I feel about VR.
Yeah.
VR has the potential to really be something big if they take the constraints of gaming off of it. If they went to like the NFL, the NHL, and was like, yo, you don't need a TV to watch these games. Hey, you can do it. You can watch right from your VR as if you were in a front row court side seat. That will make people buy that sight on scene. If they had it to where, hey, the latest Avengers movie, hey, you don't want to go to the movie theater and pay on them prices, hey, you pay the VR ticket price. It may be a
Mm.
little bit expensive, whatever, hey, but you can watch it at home as if you were right there, mid row, IMAX quality. That's where I see where VR should go. VR should be the supplement to in person things, but hey, you can do it from your house. Hey, you ain't got money to go to the Texas Dome or whatever the hell the next Super Bowl is. Hey, you pay the VR ticket and they can literally market that. Pay the VR ticket and you can watch the Super Bowl not on a TV with screens changing and shifting. You'll be like right there as if you were on the field watching the game.
That's
Yeah, it'll
actually a good
shift you.
idea.
Same thing with like opera shows, concerts. All this can be submitted, but they keep VR constrained to gaming. It's a niche thing. It was niche in the 90s. It's still niche now. But as far as everything else, I really ain't got nothing to say. I mean, that controller, hey, it looked nice, but you want me to be honest, that controller ain't nothing but the Steam Deck with the screen cut out and they put it together. That's all that
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
And thankfully, like you already said, and as report said, you ain't gotta have a controller. You can use an Xbox or a DualSense controller on this Steam machine, and it works perfectly fine. I mean, we'll wait and see. 9 times out of 10, they'll probably wait till the 11th hour before it comes out. They say early next year. I'm thinking it'll probably be February or March, and the only reason I think that is because this goes into play of how everything was coming out so early before May, before GTA got delayed again.
Mhm.
We'll wait and see how it goes from there. And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, Are You Not Entertained?